Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. Let's go over the basic fundamental legal 101. These are the basic things that you need to know going into court. If you don't know all of these, then you're lost, okay? I have people who call me or text me and say, oh, well, do you know, they'll call and text me for an appointment. They'll say, can you really help me? Or I don't know if you can help me. They'll say, I've tried everything. I've been fighting for years. And then I talk to them over the phone and they don't have the basic fundamental understanding of basic legal rights and principles or the law. Most of you people who've been in family court who fought for years think that you fought and you didn't, because you didn't fight the right way, because you didn't know these basics. And then that's why some of my biggest haters are guys who went to court and lost, and I tell them to learn this stuff, grow some balls, and fight the right way. And then their immediate trigger go-to is, you hurt my feelings. You don't know what I've been through. You don't understand how corrupt the system is. I've been in now the court for 20 years on my own case, and I've been working on 25,000 different cases for 23 years. Shut the frick up. You don't know what the hell you're talking about because you're so narcissistic and absorbed in your self-pity that you can't realize when somebody has answers right in front of you. So let's go over those answers and stop saying, oh, I failed. Woe is me. The system is corrupt. There's no hope. You did it wrong. Every single one of you that did it wrong. If you can't recite the following stuff to me off the top of your head, then you are totally lost and you did it wrong. Just like somebody who tries out for a football team or a basketball team and you don't know how to dribble, or you don't know how to run, or you don't know how to block, or you don't know the rules. And you go out there, I keep failing, I keep getting cut at basketball trials. You never practice dribbling. You don't even know that you have to dribble, or you don't even know what a double dribble is. You don't understand the basic stuff, and you're complaining that you lost in court and it's hopeless. You didn't even try the right way. So let's go over the four basics, and within the four basics, there's subcategories of things you need to know. Number one, you need to know the law in your state. I have links to the laws in some states, and people will call me from Michigan or Minnesota or Florida, and they looked at my videos and said they looked at my full page, but they didn't even look at the law, and they don't even know the law in their own state. There's states like Wisconsin that actually, their legislature posts the law, and sometimes you see this in Florida, I think, and sometimes if you catch the law on case text or I can't remember which sometimes you see the law, there's different websites that quote the law, and some of them have case law under the law. And that's part two of things you need to know. If you're in a state and you got the law online and case law and you don't even know what the law is, you're a stupid idiot or you're totally lost. If you never even thought to look up the law regarding your court case in a court you're going to court to fight for your lawful rights in a court of law, and you need to know what your lawful rights are and what the law the judge is bound by, and you never know the law or cite the law, what the hell are you doing? You're in a court of law and you don't know the law. See, this is the insanity of my gender. You walk into a court of law and you don't know the law. I give this example all the time. If you play chess and you sign up for a world-class chess tournament because there's a local one in your area and it pays $10,000 to the tournament winner, and you don't learn the chess rules, and you're mad that you lost and you feel everybody cheated you, you didn't look at the rules, and you're playing checkers with chess pieces. You're an idiot if you do that. Let's use some friggin' common sense here, okay? Now, let's get through all the bullcrap excuses, whining, and crying. You didn't know the law, you didn't know the rules. Let's learn them right now, and if you don't know this stuff, then you need to learn it. And if you don't know how to search it or find it or master it, get a consult with me. If you can't figure that out, you are retarded and stupid, and that's why you're losing. Get some help with your learning disability or your slowness, or just decide, despite your feelings, despite your hurt, despite the emotional state you're in, humble your ass and say, I need some help from somebody who actually won. If you can't do that, you are mentally ill, and that's why you're in the situation you're in. Okay? So let's wake up to reality. Let's learn this stuff. And then let's take some action with it. You need to know the law in your state. The way, if I don't have a link to your state on my full page, If I don't have a link, then all you have to do is Google Montana, child's best interest, custody factors. I've told you guys this in multiple videos. If you haven't done it yet, that's your fault. If you're new to the channel, ignorance is bliss. And so now you know, so let's move forward. Then you want to know case law in your state or higher court precedent or case law in general. The most important case law that you can learn is Troxel versus Granville. I have a link to that in my flow page. My flow page is the link with all my links in one. People are more familiar with the term link tree, but I have a link to all my links that are important in the bio of my TikTok, under every YouTube video, in the bio of my Instagram. If you're not even looking at my bio to see what is this guy about? He brags about winning in court without an attorney. I can't believe that actually happened. Let me go check out his information, because I show you my winning orders to prove I know what I'm talking about. Go to the bio, click on the flow page, see my winning orders. See the section that says must-see information. The reason why I call it must-see information, because after 24 years of doing this, you must see this information. And either you trust somebody who won in court, or you trust these stupid-ass attorneys that you blindly give hundreds of thousands of dollars to or tens of thousands of dollars to, who keep losing for you. The law, case law, higher court precedent, or the higher courts interpreting the law. I have people I talk to, they never even heard of case law and don't know what it is, and they had an attorney for 2 or 3 years. That means your attorney never cited any precedent or higher court authority telling the court what to do. So you paid for somebody to commit malpractice and help you lose. You could have lost for free, and you'd at least not be in debt. Then you need to know how to fill out the court forms. Most states have court forms. You could type in Texas family law court forms. Boom, it'll take you to the Texas self-help page. Washington, Oregon, whatever. Washington probably has the most helpful, most self-explanatory family court forms. We are good as far as that. Now we have a bunch of radical feminist man-haters on the bench, but as far as moving forward and having facilitators and having resources, that stuff is there. And if you haven't learned this stuff, it's likely because you were lazy, you don't know how to use common sense, and how you don't have a sense of urgency. I need to figure this stuff out, because I found it all out when I didn't have all these easily accessible internet stuff. This is why I give you guys no room for excuses, because your life with your kid is on the line. You should have a sense of urgency. Those two things will compel you to find answers. A lot of you guys look for an answer one day and it's frustrating. You quit on your kids. You are the problem in society, and why people think dads are a bunch of deadbeats, because of people like you. Well, us good guys are out here fighting tooth and scratching and clawing, and exerting blood, sweat, and tears to figure this stuff out. And again, I got full custody of my daughter without an attorney when she was 7 months old, and I was totally lost most of the time. I had one mentor who gave me 1% of the information I'm giving you guys for free. I'm literally telling you 100 times the information I have, and guys are still whining, crying, pissing, and moaning, saying it's not enough. You don't get to the point in your videos. Wham, 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 cry, cry, cry. And you got it easier than ever. It's kind of like a spoiled kid. You have it easier than ever. These millennials got phones and they're the most depressed group out here, because we're not making them go through hardship. Then you want to know the court rules. There's statewide rules for your whole state that the whole state has to follow, and then each county often has their own county rules for that specific county. For example, in Washington State, Civil Rule 7 for the whole state says when you file a motion, sign it, file it with the court, attach exhibits, you can appear by telephone. That's like the whole rule. But King County, where Seattle is, says you have to file the motion, 25-page limit, or it's like 10,000 word limit. You have to file 9 days before the hearing. The court hearing, 9 judicial days. The other side gets to file 5 days, and you get to reply 3 days. You got to give the judge a working copy. You got to confirm your hearing this way, or they throw it out. And there's pages and pages of rules for the county. They elaborate and get in more detail. Sometimes judges have standing orders for how to operate in their courtroom. You have to dig for that. Within the rules, this is where there's a bunch of sub stuff. Within the rules, you have the rules of evidence, the rules of professional conduct for attorneys, the code of judicial conduct for judges. Sometimes you have the appellate court rules. So there's about 4 different categories of rules that you should know on top of the civil rules. There's the admission and practice rules for attorneys that has the oath of an attorney. So you use all these things to bash attorneys and judges and say they're violating this and that on top of the rules or on top of the law. So the law, case law, court rules, and the court forms.